This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you click on the link in the description below, it'll take you to their store and they'll know I sent you there. Before we jump into a premiere draft for Core Set 2021, I want to remind everyone that my content is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their website, their store in particular, by clicking on the link in the description below on YouTube or clicking on the logo below on Twitch. That will use my referral link, so check them out. Okay. So. Yeah, Arena is, online is rough. So, Conspicuous Snoop is not particularly good in Limited. Obviously, it's stupid powerful elsewhere. It was pretty obvious it would be. So I think our main selections here are between Scorching Dragonfire, which can kill tons of things, and then the Exile Claws, of course, matters sometimes, or Twin Blade Assassins, which is frequently a 5-mana 5/4 that draws you a card. I like the Dragonfire more, I think. Yeah. Being monocolored helps, being removal helps. I think we take Hunter's Edge here, another removal spell. None of the creatures here are particularly great. I mean, Crypt Lurker's a nice role player in like the blue-black deck. You know, Selfless Saver's okay in a really aggressive deck, but yeah, we'll take the removal here. Okay, well now we have a Shock. There's also a Mistral Singer. The question is Shock better than Mistral Singer? I think that's really the choice we're making here. And I think it is. I think it just kills so many things in this format. This format has particularly small creatures. So I think we'll grab that other Shock. Okay, here's a Waker. I have a hard time ever passing Waker of the Waves most of the time. I like Waker of Waves because you can cycle it early, and in the late game, it's a huge problem for your opponent. It actually impacts the board in ways other than just being a huge creature. I think it's better than Capture Sphere or Gaggle Master. Gaggle Master is also pretty good, but we'll take the Waker here. Well, then there's this pack, huh? Green cards aren't great, red cards aren't great, and there's no blue cards. I mean, I think Gale Swooper is the strongest card in this pack. I think it's just what I'll take here. All right, here we're going to grab a Mistral Singer, though. Mistral Singer is really nice. We've already got a fair number of spells, so Prowess is nice. Okay. Well, here we have a Basri's Acolyte, which is great, and I think it's what we take over, like, Megalodon or another Gale Swooper. Finishing Blow is good too, but it's not amazing. Just like Scorching Dragonfire and Shock are better than usual, something like Finishing Blow is worse than usual. It's still a very playable card, but I don't take it over Basri's Acolyte basically ever. So there's a bunch of different paths we could end up going down here. I guess green looks sort of unlikely. I need to remember to put I finally have the Ornithologist Birds of Paradise card sleeve, and I need to remember to put it on before we play this time. For once, I finally bought a card sleeve. Instead of, you know, not purchasing any of the extra add-ons like pets and all that nonsense. Still haven't done that, so... We've got two pretty good blue cards, two pretty good white cards, and two pretty good red cards. So it is not a bad start. Gale Swooper is definitely our worst card. Okay, so We could take our first frantic inventory and see if we can get there. There's a couple of pretty good aggressive creatures, but they're not great. Pitchburn Devils is fine, but not amazing either. I think I take Frantic Inventory 1 here. See if we can stock up on them. Okay. Well, here I think we take a Celestial Enforcer. We could definitely end up in a blue-white deck. Other than our Shock and Dragonfire, we haven't been that impressed with red, so... This draft's going slow. Okay, so we have some black cards here. Crypt Lurker, like I said earlier, is a very real role player. So the question is here whether I'm going to take like Crypt Lurker on the off chance blue-black ends up being super open, because if it is, the Crypt Lurker is very nice. Or whether I just want to take an aggressive 2-drop that isn't special, but, you know, if we end up in red-white, we're going to want one of them. I think I'm going to take the Lurker, see where things take us. I'm going to put it in here for now, but keep in mind that we have it. We could be blue-white, red-white, or red-blue. We have a nice start for any of those. Okay. I think I want Valorous Steed here more than the other options. This is a nice thing to reanimate. The Replicator can be good if you end up with the right deck composition, but Valorous Steed's going to be better a wider variety of the time. Well, none of this is especially good, no matter where we end up. If we're in best of 3, the mud is pretty good, but we're not, so... 5-color good stuff. I think for now, it's safe to say red is not really flowing. I mean, that could easily change. Like, if we open a red bomb, it's like, yeah, okay. You know, it's not like we don't have 2 good red cards already. It's just that we haven't really seen any that have really encouraged us to go harder into red. We'll grab this Defiant Strike. I mean, Fury of the Bitten isn't bad if we're a super aggressive deck. But I could see Defiant Strike being better more frequently. I think there's a fair bit of synergy in M21, but you're right, it's not like shoved down your throat like it is in some formats, mostly. Hey, you know, second to last pick Tranquil Cove that always feels pretty good. That's a good value for your second to last pick for sure. Could do worse than Sanguine Indulgence, too. Ooh. Man, look at this pack. So, this is a strong one. Roaming Ghostlight and Scorching Dragonfire are the main things that make it strong. Those are both very first pickable cards to take. So yeah, we have to choose between one of those, and I think we choose Ghostlight just because it seems like blue's more open. We do have 2 good red cards, but blue just seems considerably more open to me overall. It's also not crazy open, it's worth noting, but I think it's more open than red. And Ghostlight is just powerful. You know, the tempo it gives you, the evasive body it gives you, all of it is good. Who told you M21 is one of the worst draft formats? I haven't heard that from anybody, like, authoritative. Okay, so... I didn't like Ikoria just because it was so swingy. That was the big thing. It really tried to make you go all in on things with a creature or whatever. And if it didn't die, you won. And if it died, you lost. And so I just didn't think it was that interesting of a format overall. I mean, it was a fine format. It was just not one I loved. So Feat of Resistance is really good. Another Gale Super wouldn't be bad, but Feat of Resistance, especially in an aggressive deck, is pretty nice. And we do seem to be ending up in a more aggressive build than, yeah, anything else. I think one of the people in this draft got disconnected, which is always a joy. Slows everything down. Okay. Man, some good red. I mean, Shock, another Shock is pretty tempting. I mean, I'm not sold on not taking Shock here. The Arcanist is good, but I think Shock is enough better that I'd rather take it. I guess there's some decent stuff here. Daybreak Charger, for example. But I think I'm going to take Shock here and see what happens. Shock is pretty good, Grumpy, in this format. In most formats, I'd agree with you, but in this format, Shock is considerably stronger than it normally is. So probably not taking another red card here. I think we want the Glide Master or Valorous Steed. Right now, we don't have very many 2-drops, so I think I'm leaning in that direction. Good green cards here, it's worth noting. I'll take the Glide Master. Oh yeah, I'm not planning on splashing Shock. I mostly took Shock because if red is that open, I think I want to be all over it. We could maybe splash the Dragonfire, but we'll see. So Swift Response isn't bad. Tome Anima isn't what we're looking for. Turn to Slag's not really either, so I think we'll just take Swift Response. All right, man. You know, Concordia Pegasus isn't exciting, but it is a fine 2-drop. I kind of feel like we're running into the same problem we ran into in that Double Masters draft, where I feel like starting to feel like blue and white aren't open enough, but we'll see, I suppose. Let's just get like 4 roaming Ghostlights. Wow. So, still a Drowsing Pteranodon here, which is kind of crazy. I think we probably take a Larcenist over a Valorous Steed. Yeah. We can give it flying and stuff. don't think you can say that like a pick order list is basically all you need, because no matter what format you're in, your picks should be changing, and your pick order should be constantly changing based on what your packs look like and what your deck looks like. So I guess we're going to take this Dismal Backwater here. Do we want another Pegasus? Do we want an Unsubstantiate? I think I'm going to grab another Pegasus here. Yeah, Unsubstantiate does give us a way to interact, so I think I'm going to take it. Rousing Reed would be nice. Yeah, the reason Shock is good is just because it kills more of the format than it normally does. That's pretty much it. So, we've only got one Frantic Inventory. That's not going to make the cut at this rate. Megalodon. Pride Malkin still being here is interesting. We'll take the Megalodon. I doubt it makes the cut, but, you know. Right now, we're not splashing Dragonfire either. Yeah, so here we'll take an Arcanist. Here we'll take an Opt. I don't even think it's just tuning your curve to Wagar. There's enough cards in this pack that have synergies that, you know, you're not just tuning your curve and figuring out what you want to do. This is a late rise again. You have to think about, you know, for example, if we look at our deck right now, something like Mistral Singer slightly changes the value of all of your, you know, of your picks that do things with spells. Like, they all slightly change. Maze Mind Tome is pretty nice. These two green cards are 2. I don't really want either of these blue cards. There is an Anointed Chorister. A card that has really carried weight, but I think Maze Mind Tome is good enough that I take it over the Chorister or the Feet here. Okay, well, here is a Rousing Reed. We also have a Shipwreck Dowser, but I'm not sure it gets back enough stuff in this deck. We have Unsubstantiate, Feet, Swift Response, Opt, maybe Defiant Strike if we run it. Yeah, I think Rousing Reed will be better in this deck. Okay, here's a Chorister. I think we grab it over another Pegasus. I have played some Jumpstart. I didn't stream any of it or record any of it. Something I did to take breaks from work and stuff like that. Another Dragonfire. If we really want to splash red. If I had the fixing, I would do it, but we don't at this point. It's probably better to just take another Swift Response here. I don't love Swift Response, but... Ooh. Oh, man, look at this pack. We've got Hallowblade and Acolyte, both of which are, like, amazing white cards. I think Hallowblade is actually a little better than the Acolyte, as much as I like the Acolyte. Hallowblade is just a crazy good 2-drop who just can attack all game long and cause people all kinds of problems. All right, we're going to take another Ghostlight over a Shipwreck Dowser. I love Ghostlight. Dowser, I like both of these. You know, they're 5-drops that give you some sweet value, but I think Ghostlight is better, especially in this deck where we have spells, but not the most impressive of spells. We have a decent number of flyers to the point that maybe Lofty Denial's worth it. Warded Battlements and Dub are both reasonable too. How many flyers? I think we may actually have enough for Lofty Denial. I think I am going to take it. I don't normally play it, but... Here's a second Frantic Inventory. I think I'm willing to see if we can make that happen. I mean, giving up a Warded Battlements isn't that big of a deal to me. So we could splash Rise again. In a deck with 2 Roaming Ghostlights and a Waker of Waves, it's like not the worst idea ever. Excuse me. Probably not going to be playing Defiant Strike in this deck. Do I need Allegion's Judgment? I don't think so. I think we'll just take another Glide Master. Okay, so all 3 of these white cards are reasonable. Warded Battlements or Makeshift Battalion. I think I like the Battalion a little more. I don't know if either of them is going to make the cut, but... Let's take a Protege here. I mean, we could try Rise again, but... So, or Larcenist. I think we have enough ways for it to do what we want it to that we probably leave it in. In other words, you have to have ways to make sure it gets to attack and survive at least once. So, yeah. Yeah, the other problem with Ikoria, somebody asked me earlier, I think here we'll take another Steve, what it was I didn't like about Ikoria. The other problem was just a lack of balance. Like, before they fixed Companion, basically the only way you were going to have a really good deck in Ikoria was one of 3 ways. 1, you had the cycling deck and got there on it. 2, you had a Companion. Or 3, you had an Ultimatum. And those were like the main ways you could have a really good deck. And if you didn't do that, you'd be lucky to ever get more than 5 wins, you know, and that was really frustrating. So, let's take a look here. So, I think in the end, Lofty Denial is not going to be making the cut. I don't think our Rise Again plan is going to make it either. I think we can probably cut Rise Again, which means we can cut the Backwater, but we'll do that in a second. Probably also means we don't really want the Protege. Do we want the Arcanist in this deck? It doesn't do that much. No. Yeah. I think this will be the deck, except we're cutting this Dismal Backwater. And then we're going to add in... I think an island? Well... No, probably a Plains. Yeah. Probably a Plains, so... Oh, wait a second. What happened here? Do I still need to cut one more card? I do. That's what it is. Cut one more card. Could be one of our swift responses. Yeah, that's where I'm leaning. I don't have a ton of removal, though, so maybe that's not where I should be leaning. Could be a Glide Master instead. Yeah. Although, the Glide Master is nice with our Larcenist, but I think that's fine. Yeah, I need to use my sleeve. There we go. This deck seems solid. We didn't really, you know, we were talking about synergy during the draft, and we definitely did not end up with a super synergistic deck here. Mostly just like blue-white good stuff. What we're looking at. Kind of a Skies deck, but... Alright, I think between the Tome and the Opt, this hand is very keepable. I don't think the Tome... I don't think you should ever cut Maze Mind Tome, basically. Even if you're an aggressive deck. The opportunity cost of running it is very low. And it drastically improves your draws and all that kind of stuff. Alright, so we're gonna scry. Do I want an Anointed Chorister? Yeah, I think we probably do. Yeah, we'll play the Enforcer here. Yeah, we're cool with the land, I think. So this time we'll probably draw a card with the Tome. Unless we really, really, really have to kill something here. It's not looking like we will, though. We'll probably opt and then draw a card with the Tome. Well, Pegasus can block that thing. We'll draw it, sure. And then... Okay. We can also start using the Enforcer's ability. That's not great news. We'll let them attack. I mean, I want to draw the card here, just unsubstantiate that Palladium Mirror. Or just tap something. I think we'll go for the card. Nice. So... trying to make a decision here on what I want to do. I could just play the Battalion, but I am legitimately concerned about that the Palladium Mer, so I'm going to bounce it so that they don't have a bunch of mana. Make them wait another turn for that mana, you know? Okay. So you can block creatures with flying. Kind of thinking I'm going to attack with Chorister here. They'll have to set up a double block with these two. So yeah, I think that's worth doing. If they want to kill it, they have to double block, I should say. Yeah, so I do want to kill the Mer more, just because I'm scared of that mana. Bounce my Pegasus, I guess. I guess that makes sense. We're not that far away from being able to cast Waker of Waves. This game has been really fun. Have either of us ever attacked in this game? Oh yeah, they can start tapping stuff. Good news is I can swift response. Yeah. So, let's kill the Shackle guys here. Yeah, some of the dogs, some of the pets are really annoying. I wish there was a way to turn them off. We were talking about how online has all these problems. Oh, man. Their roaming ghost lights are mean. That's funny. Alright, so I think I attack here. If they want to trade ghost lights, I'm cool with it. If they don't. I think I'm probably just going to replay the Enforcer here. And leave up Unsubstantiate. And Swift Response. I may just end up having to use my Waker, but I'm not quite there yet, I don't think. Okay, so let's attack with our Ghost Light. Let's play another Ghost Light. I If they have a counter spell here. Oh. I think you can definitely have 6 Ghost Lights. I'm like the lowest rank because the rankings just reset. Oh god. Our opponent countering that Ghost Light was brutal. Oh, it definitely is a 1-drop, 2-drop format, but I think Ghost Light, the reason it's worthwhile is because it helps you get back ahead from behind. Oh, I think we're getting stomped here. The longer this goes on, the more it feels like we're going to get stomped. So, I guess I'll be tapping down the Ghost Light here. You do need stuff to do in the early turns. I'm not saying you shouldn't have 2-drops. I'm saying you can run Ghost Light because it gets you back ahead. This has been such a weird game. It really has felt like a mirror almost. Okay. So I can play my Waker here. And I guess that is what I'm gonna do. Okay. I think I'm gonna kill Tide Skimmer. Try to. Looks like it happens. I can also use Unsubstantiate to try to get a blowout off of Waker of Waves. I don't hate that plan. Send in the Waker, see how they block. It's basically my plan here. Okay, so... I think I'd rather kill the Sage than the Stalker. Or the Sage and the Stalker. Probably better, actually. Yeah. So yeah, then we go... Oh. Yeah. See if they have something here to still kill my Waker. Doesn't look like it. Nice. That was definitely the kind of thing we needed. Getting back Shacklegeist is annoying. they'll be able to start tapping down my Waker. I think if I were them, I would have grabbed a Ghostlight, but maybe I'm just too big of a Ghostlight fanboy, you know? I guess this is like a more permanent thing overall. Right, so let's go to combat. I think I'm going to attack with Larcenist, Battalion, and Pegasus here. Yeah. Ooh. Be nice if my Larcenist would survive. I think it's highly unlikely, though. But that would have been nice. Well, I can't kill either of you, so probably doesn't matter. We could play the Gale Swooper and... Oh, that's not good. I don't need them drawing extra cards. Should I just also play my Gale Swooper here? I think I should. I mean, I'm not getting the trigger that I really want out of the deal, but... We're out of gas, but our board is way better. Meanwhile, they are not out of gas. If they find a way to deal with Waker of Waves, I think we're in trouble. So let's go to combat. They're going to let my Waker attack? Yeah, I can tap the Shacklegeist on their turn in the future. It's true. You can't block except for flyers. I guess I can double block my Pegasus if I attack with it. They have 12 cards remaining. We have 15. I don't think I want to attack with my Waker here. Yeah, we'll attack with these three. I could still tap something here, but I think it's going to be better to do it on their turn to set up a better attack in the future. Yeah, we'll kill the Mauler. Now we don't even have to worry about the Shacklegeist, so that's nice. Probably, if I knew they would block with their Shacklegeist there, I probably would have attacked differently. Obviously enough. So, what we want to tap is actually the Pteranodon. Because now all our X2s can attack without fear. I'm pretty afraid of attacking with my Waker of Waves right now. I just feel like things could really go wrong, you know? But this is where I wish I had a Rise Again in my deck. Because if I lose this Waker, we're in more than a little bit of trouble, I think. So, alright, so we'll attack with these two for now. And end our turn. Is this our first game still? It is. This has been a very long first game. Alright. I'm glad they decided to concede there, because there were probably at least 5 minutes left in that game, you know? At least. That was a long first game. Is this hand keepable as a result of having both the Waker and the Opt? I think it probably is. Yeah. Having two sources of card selection really makes this keepable. Ooh, and look at that. We drew our planes anyway, without any help. Yeah, I mean, I think we need lands, so go ahead and draw that one. Okay, Seasoned Hallowblade plus Rousing Reed. That seems pretty good, right? Ow! That was not what we were looking for. Poor Hallowblade. Are they gonna slap a Rousing Reed on their guy? They might. So, in a couple of turns, we'll be able to bounce this and reset it, but we're gonna take a lot of damage from it in the meantime. Or maybe we won't. I think we're gonna wait here. Yeah, we're gonna wait to use Swift Response, because if we can make them throw more resources into the weird, I think we do it. Especially because we have a decent backup plan of Ghostlight. Yeah, they could have cancel. But, like I said, we have a decent backup plan. Hi, MTG LaSalle. Glad you enjoyed the content. Yeah. So, time for the plan B. I think we go Enforcer, Pegasus, and probably take a hit from the weird this turn, but we can start tapping it down next turn. Or, you know, maybe we can't. Okay. Do I want to play the Acolyte now more than I want to play the Enforcer? I think I do. It's also a great place to stick Rousing Reed. Yeah, we'll attack. If they want to trade, I think we're okay with it. Does mean the counter is a little bit of a waste, but I'm alright with that. He means Ikoria. Okay, so they're going to try to deck us. We have to kill them before they can. Obviously enough. Okay, well, we're going to try to stick Rousing Reed here. I have a feeling we won't be able to because our opponent is mean. Oh, no, you got to. God, what do I discard here? Is it just the land? If I don't discard the land, I can play my... It might just be Maze Mind Tome. I just feel like it's a little too late to rely on it. It probably is, yeah. Alright, so... We have 18 cards left. This thing can kill you out of nowhere sometimes. Especially when you cast Reign of Revelation. So that'll take us down to 12. Down to 12 cards. They've definitely shifted gears over there from seeking to win white by damaging us to now trying to deck us. Alright, let's try to resolve this. We're now down to 9 cards. Okay, so attack with the Pegasus. We might be able to win next turn. As long as they can't deck us here, I think we have a pretty good chance. We have 6 cards left, so all they have to do is draw 2 cards on their turn right now. And then we... Well, not quite. They'd have to draw 3. Yeah, they are running 2 Lofty Denial and a cancel. It's pretty intense. What's still in our deck? I mean, if you're a tutelage deck and you have a bunch of spell payoffs, what they're doing isn't that weird. I don't think. So it's going to come down to whether or not they have a bounce spell here or a kill spell, and I think they do. So they have to block our Chorister here. We go down to 3 cards now. So they have to draw 2 cards on their turn. And if you draw 2 cards right now and we lose, and they do. That was annoying. Alright, this looks good. Maybe our Hallow Blade will actually resolve this time? Our opponent's counter magic in that last game was brutal. Brutal. I'll probably play some Dominaria at some point, but I mean, I've already drafted the format like 50 plus times, so it's not exactly something I'm desperate for. We're gonna bottom that. Remember in that last game where we were going to go Hallow Blade and then put the aura on him and our opponent just like ruined our lives by countering the poor Hallow Blade? It was a sad time. Ooh, we're gonna get to do it this time. Oh yeah. The Larcenist isn't gonna be very good here, and I need these lands. I need to get to that 5 mana, you know? Bounce spells do still work on our Hallow Blade, obviously. I'm just gonna take 3. Well. Yeah, so we play our Ghostlight here. Attack with both of those. It's almost like I can play Feat of Resistance for no mana right now, you know? Okay, yep. take the hit. If they just play their crab again here, I think we win, because we can just play the feet and give this protection from blue and swing for lethal. If they don't play the crab, we have to be a little more cautious. Okay. So they have 1 blue mana up. I think that's probably enough to get us there, except now we use it on the... never mind. Oh, well, I drew another Ghost Light, so now it is lethal. I would have had to wait a turn, but, you know. I'll take it. This is an interesting one. Ghostlight is the kind of card that gets you back ahead from behind. But we don't have any early plays. I mean, I guess Unsubstantiate can do it. It's just so bad to go down a card in Limited. I think we keep it. Ooh, that'll help. That'll give us, smooth some things out for us early. I mean, we're gonna need another island, but we're sure to draw another one at some point, so I'd rather draw an early spell right about now. There we go. Looks like they might have Lofty Denial there. Don't want a Plains. There's the other island that we knew we would draw one way or another. We're going to actually draw a card with the Tome this time. So this is kind of a funny situation where I don't think we actually play our Ghostlight. I should probably draw a card right now with the Tome, though. And I will. I could bounce... No, it's creatures only, unfortunately. I could bounce my Tome. That would be hilarious. Thank you for the sub. Roll Tide. Fix counter on Mazeline Tome, draw a card. Alright. I think we're in pretty good shape here. Yeah, they kept a very slow hand, which I think bodes well for us. Although... No, yeah, I think we just have to let that happen. We might be able to swift response one of them if they try to go wacky here, but it might not be worth it. Okay. I think there's a significant chance they can counter my Ghostlight. I guess if I play my Swooper, I can still leave up Swift Response and Unsubstantiate. Yeah, so I think I'm going to attack here. So let's play the Swooper here and leave these up while we wait for what we hope is a better opening. So they didn't counter that, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Oh, God. Maybe it's worth just unsubstantiating that spell. Like, it is, yeah, it's gross. Probably should have just unsubstantiated the, This is always silly. Oh my God. Definitely should have unsubstantiated. Right. So we're gonna kill one of them. And I think we're just gonna take the other 12. Slash maybe 15. Alright. I'm gonna leave Concordia Pegasus back. And play the Ghostlight here. And end our turn. The funny thing is, if I unsubstantiate this, they can cast it again and get another prowess trigger. I think I just let this resolve. So let's hope we don't die to tutelage this time. Of course, there's a significant chance we do. Because it's really good. Unsubstantiate my own roaming Ghostlight? It's not the worst plan in the world. Yeah, unsubstantiated Goblin might just be better. Because I do get my Ghostlight back after all. And then we can get rid of the last Goblin on our next turn. Okay, so attack for 6. Although if I do attack for 7 here, that means I have lethal in the air next turn. Oh, I'll have it anyway, because I'm going to play a Ghostlight. Yeah. So I'm going to go a little more defensive there. So yeah, we go roaming Ghostlight. It's looking like we got there, yeah. We managed to beat that rush of goblins. Our Maze Mind Tome has been pretty nice. This is a good hand. One of the more aggressive ones we've managed to get. It is a hand where, as of right now, the Acolyte's only going to be putting one counter on something, and that's always kind of annoying. So I wouldn't mind drawing a 2 or 3 drop before then. Well, okay. I can live with Browsing Reed as our plan for next turn. Assuming they're tapped out, I should say. Well, I don't think they're going to be tapped out. That's annoying. So, we're just going to attack again. I could definitely think about playing Rousing Reed. Think about doing it again next turn instead of this turn. And then, this might be another tutelage deck. But, yeah, using Rousing Reed, and then playing the Steed on the following turn, and then Acolyte. Although, those have Ghost Light, so... Okay. That's kind of a problem, overall. Okay. I think we have to go to the Acolyte plan here. Just to prevent the Larcenist from... to make its life more difficult, at least, even if they can just bounce my Acolyte. If they do bounce my Acolyte, I do get another trigger out of it, so it's not as bad to, like, have them draw the card. So, do I want to give them another Kinetic Augur trigger? I kind of don't hate the idea of doing it. Yeah, so let's bounce the Augur. Bounce the Chorister, yeah. So I think we'd slap Rousing Reed on the Acolyte here. And do we need more lands desperately? Not really. I think I'm going to go ahead and lose the Cove. Wish I'd tap my mana differently so I could leave up Feet of Resistance, but, you know. Yeah, we'll just attack with the Acolyte here. I guess we're a life gain deck. I'm actually going to play the Pegasus here. Just hope they can't chain a couple Ghost Lights together here. That wouldn't be fun. If they although, if they bounced my Ghost Light, I guess that's not too bad. So I'm definitely blocking with my Ghost Light now, but yeah. If I'm given the choice, looks like I will be. Wow. That's not really what I expected to go down right there. Okay. So I can blow them out pretty hard here with Feet of Resistance. Oh yeah, you can't bounce the Ghost Light. I always forget about that Spirit Clause, since it's usually irrelevant, but it's actually not here. Although, if I give this protection from blue, I just realized the aura's gonna fall off. Oh, man. That hurts. However, it's probably still worth it. I still get to kill the creature. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, I think it's worth it. Pro another color won't help. 4/5. Oh, maybe it would have helped. I do still kill the Larcenist. You're right. I can't kill both of them either way. And my creature survives. Good call. Protection from green. Let's go wide here. Okay. Alright, so we're going to play Gale Swooper, give Flying to Valorous Steed, attack with those three. Maybe I just attack with everything. If they want to kill the Acolyte, they have to double block it. Yeah. I'm going to lose one creature on a meaningless block here, but I think that's okay. If enough people want me to do Dominaria after this one, I might. It also depends on how long this draft takes, though. We may not be able to do another draft, if anything, because of how long it's been already. But yeah, it can be on the table. They need like a sweeper here. Or something. I don't know what they... Let's find out. I guess a bounce spell here sort of saves them. Ooh, or a kill spell. In Dominaria, I think my win percentage was 62 or 63%. They draw a way to survive. They would need something that gets rid of both of our creatures, basically. It's the only way they can do it. Okay, I mean, a Scorching Dragonfire would get it done. We are at 43 life, though. Yeah, I was going to say. We are... Yeah, Dominaria is the best draft set in years. I don't disagree with that, but... I also like to try to experience limited formats as many times as I can. And I'm not really there yet on Core 2021. I'll be right back, and then we'll continue with this. All right. So we've at least guaranteed a... a winning record in this draft. Oh, solid. Never fun to have to deal with that card on coming down on turn 2. But what are you gonna do? I think I may just have this give itself flying and attack. Yeah. We do have lots of ways to gain life, as we've seen, with our huge life total in the last game. It's mostly lifelink creatures in our Maze Mind Tome, I guess, but those things will help us endure Sanctum of Stone Fangs a little bit better. Alright, so... we're gonna Ghostlight the Scourge here. Doesn't mean we don't do any damage this turn, but... It's an aggressive use of grasp when you consider... Oh, yeah. Not when you consider that, it isn't. Kind of forgot about that being a thing. Okay, so... I do have Feet of Resistance here. Which makes things a little more interesting. But I think I just play Valorous Steed. Liliana's Devotee is pretty nasty. The amount of mana they left up is interesting. Play another Ghostlight. There's a significant chance they have some kind of trick here. What could they have? The thing that lets them sack their creature? It's not really coming to me what they might have. Our life total is quickly dwindling. My least favorite draft format is probably, is probably Magic Origins, maybe. Some of the old core sets were pretty bad, too, honestly, in terms of just being uninteresting, you know, formats. Okay, so now we're going to start attacking with Ghostlight. Then we're going to play our Singer. Where does Ikoria rank? It's somewhere in the middle. I mean, it's not a great format. It's not a bad format. So I can unsubstantiate that Scourge, which is pretty sweet. I can actually just try to kill it here with Mistral Singer blocking and Feet of Resistance, too. They do get another zombie if I do that, but we also get rid of the Scourge. They may have another Feat, though, is the thing. But even if they do, my Singer won't die, so... I can also double block it. And if they try to use Feet of Resistance or something like that, use Unsubstantiate? Yeah. If I try to use Unsubstantiate here, things could get very ugly. I think it's actually better to use Feet of Resistance than it is Unsubstantiate. Things could get ugly here too, but it's less likely. But it could definitely happen, so... That's worth keeping in mind. Looks like I probably gave up my Glide Master when I didn't need to. But I can survive that. So, Unsubstantiate, swing for 7. We haven't drawn any of our life gain, which is brutal. I was like, we have a lot, so, you know, we can survive getting Sanctum of Stone Fanged. Hasn't really gone that way. Alright, so we're gonna have to block and block and... Having to block like this, not so good, you know? Not so good. Well, I think that basically means we're dead. We have to stop attacking, and yeah, so I think that means we go down. I have to block really ugly here to not die. Yeah, I'm pretty much dead. I can double block both of those, but... Not double block, but block each of them and go to 1, but then I'm dead on their upkeep. I mean, I think this is another keepable hand because it gets us there from behind. I mean, of course, we want to draw some early plays. Drawing our Maze Mind Tome would be great, for example. I drew a 2-drop, a 3-drop at least. I can live with that. It's always kind of annoying when you draw your 1-drop on turn 4 like that, but it does mean we have something to do on turn 4, so... So if they play something we can bounce here, we definitely go with Ghostlight. If they continue to not do anything, yeah, we definitely go with Ghostlight here. Gaining some life in this game. Aww. Sad. So I think they're probably a Shrine deck, which could get scary. Or they're just like splashing some wacky things. Either thing could get scary, because our deck, we don't have like a power bomb like they might be playing 2 of, you know. You know, like Teferi's Protege. One of the best bombs in the format. Okay. Well... we'll attack with both of those. Okay, I'm pretty cool with that, honestly. think leaving up Unsubstantiate is worth it enough here that I don't want to play Maze Mind Tome. Yeah. Plus we get a Prowess trigger out of it. Oh yeah. So, like I said, I actually should wait to do it until my turn because I'll get a Prowess trigger out of it. Or it might also get them to attack recklessly here. I kind of doubt it, but yeah. Alright, so let's play this Tome first. Then it's just not worthwhile to attack with anything else, unfortunately. I think we definitely want to kill the Coatl, as it will get out of control in a hurry. Let's draw our other Ghost Light. We do have Maze Mind Tome to help us. And we have enough mana to draw a card with it, and, yeah. I think are they just gonna take this? Wow. They must have something other than Waker of Waves if that's their plan. Because if it's just play Waker of Waves again, they're in trouble. They may have... Oh, I don't know what they have. I'm having a hard time understanding what just happened. Okay. Let's go ahead and draw the card here. I should probably tap down that Coatl. Yeah, using Op first probably made some sense. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and tap the Coatl here while we can. Oh, that doesn't mean I can't use my Chorister's ability, so that was sort of stupid, but hey. It's whatever. Yeah, that's pretty gross. This still gets tapped down, is the good news. Let's see what happens when we opt here. Yeah, that'll be pretty good. Oh no, it doesn't resolve. Because I no longer control... Oh my god. Well, we might be dead. We still have a shot here, luckily, but it's starting to disintegrate. How did you want me to kill the snake? Wow, we might actually win here with our Glide Master. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Thank God for Keen Glide Master, right? I could have killed the protege, I guess, but he drew a card with the Epiphany, and because he drew a card with it, it would have been too big to die. But you're right. I mean, not about killing the snake, but I probably should have assigned the damage to the protege. Well, that one is not a keep. This one is. Hello. I think we get rid of Opt, which is kind of sad, but... Oh, just kidding. Wow, this has become a pretty aggressive hand. That makes it a little sadder, though. I think we still go for it here. Nice. So, I mean, having to leave up 1 black mana every turn is a pretty big cost. That's not what they're planning on doing. Hopefully they don't play another flyer. They don't, but they play that scary Death Touch creature, who is, well, like I just said, scary. Yeah, okay. Off to the races, I guess. I do like that snake. I've had some good times with it. This might be the only time, first time I played against it. So they did leave black mana up this time. But I think we're okay with that. They're definitely blocking and killing my chorister here. Johan, the main tip is that Dominaria is really slow, and you should expect to cast cards with their kicker on a regular basis. I did make a bomb archetype guide for it long ago. I'm trying to think if I was doing full set reviews yet. I think I did. But yeah, the format's slow. All the cards are just way better than they normally are, slow ones. It's probably even better to watch my video on what I got wrong, if you're also going to watch those, because I was wrong about a lot of stuff because of how slow the format was. And that video will draw to your attention the cards that are surprisingly good in the format. Hey, you're not allowed to have a Maze Mind Tome. Especially not when you have a Silver Smoke Ghoul running around. I don't want to deal with that. Probably going to have to use our Wakers. If we don't draw a card this turn, draw a land this turn, I think we do end up using the Waker. Pegasus plus Waker. If we draw a land, we probably play the Steed, and we do draw a land. It didn't surprise me how good it was, how good the Maze Mind Tome is. It really smooths out draws in an impressive way. And it also has life gain synergy and draw card synergy, both of which are good. It would be good in a vacuum, but it's even better when you have a Silver Smoke Pool existing, you know? Right, kill my flyer. Fine. Okay. Hallowblade's actually not that great on this board right now. But I think we still play him and the Pegasus here. Yeah, I gave it a B-. I think that's about right. I mean, it's not a, you know, it's a strong card that you first pick and take regularly. But I don't quite think it's more than that, the Tome. We have one in our deck, too. It's been pretty sweet. We're trying to go wide enough here to just do lethal, basically, but it's going to get tricky to do that at some point or another. Well, we're getting closer. Except for the fact that they're going to gain some life, but... They're still... No, they'll be able to gain the life next turn, so... Thank you for the follow, Phoenix. The Waker of Waves will be big. It'll shut off both of these. So I don't think we really want to get rid of it anymore. Turning off the Death Touch on their 2 Death Touch creatures is amazing. So I think we're just waiting out that 7th land at this point. They're going to gain 4 life here and draw an extra card, which I don't love, but... They're going to draw a card with the Ghoul, too, for ultimate value, which is smart. Except you have to do it on your own turn. Yeah, they realized that. Well, they would have only been able to scry, but yeah. Helm of the Host is the card in Limited that I think in my time of talking about Limited, which is about 5.5 years, I was the most wrong about. In most formats, Helm of the Host would be an F, but in Dominaria, it was an A. So, it's just so expensive, and you have to have the right creature in play, and etc., etc., etc. And yeah, In Bolus's Clutches is crazy, because it's an uncommon, but it's one of the biggest bombs in the set, which is not something you normally see. I did give, I mean, I was right about that card. I gave it an A-, but, yeah. Wow. What are they planning on doing here, exactly? I'm a little scared. They can't just be attacking, right? Right? Maybe? Okay, they are. They just wanted to gain some life. Which they certainly did. I see what they're doing now. Okay, well that sucks. Yeah, there's not anything I can do. These 3 survive at least. These 4 actually survive. Oh wow, that turn was crazy. Alright, we still can't play the Waker this turn, so we still have to hold back. That was a nasty turn for our opponent. They've definitely eroded the advantage that we had. We really have to hope they don't have removal for our Waker. Okay. So, which of these do I want to unsubstantiate more? Probably the Imp, honestly. Or just a Skimmer, I guess. Yeah, let's just go after the Skimmer. We're talking about long games in Dominaria, but these have been some pretty long games. Okay. Land. Haha. Okay, well. Let's hope he can stay alive. If he doesn't, we're gonna have some problems. Please don't have finishing blow. Please don't have finishing blow. Or, you know, anything else like that. If they do, they're going to wait till I attack, which is the right thing to do, but also really nasty. Because if I attack and they have finishing blow to kill my Waker, they can then block both the steeds and just kill us. I think I'm going to be a little more cautious here. And instead, I'm just going to give the Waker flying. Just because if they have instant speed bounce or kill, we're just toast. So this way, at least if they kill the Waker, I don't also lose. Yeah, I had a feeling that's what they had. This way, yeah, you know, killing the Waker doesn't also mean I lose my 2 steeds, which is what would have happened there. Yeah, that hurts. They're being really passive, all things considered. But they can kind of afford to be at this point. I think basically all our best cards are in the graveyard, so that's not really where you want to be. Alright, that'll help a little. Yeah, the Archer is better in this format because there's more X1s than usual. We have 19 cards left, and they have 17. Kind of doubt it'll get to that point, but... What are they doing right here? I'm scared. I feel like they should have just been attacking with that fetid imp all along. Yeah, there they go. Interesting. So, I definitely want to kill the Blightfang. It's a pretty big problem. And I think I'll trade for Skeleton Archer, too. I mean, chances are this isn't going to work out for us overall. But... it's more likely. Hey, that's nice. It's more likely than it was. So we're going to play our Roaming Ghostlight. I forgot about them. As long as our games have been, I really wish I had splashed that Rise Again. We thought about doing it and then decided not to, but man, it would have been really good in this kind of game. Yeah, so... trade Ghost Lights. Seems reasonable. The problem we have right now is that our deck just really doesn't have a bomb or a powerful late game plan. We are just... and when we're this far behind on cards, it's kind of what we need to have. I think they're about to play Rousing Reed, yeah. Yep. We better draw something here. A land means we lose. Most of the stuff we could draw means we lose, too. Yeah, including that. So, we're 5-3, which I think is... that's about what I expected from this deck. So, I think it kind of performed about as well as I expected. We didn't have crazy good luck. We didn't have crazy bad luck. And we ended up with a 5-3. So we don't have time for another draft today because that one took so long. So that's it for today. Next weekend, I'll probably, I'll let people decide what they want me to draft between. We have more options than usual. We'll have Dominaria, Core Set 2021, and Double Masters. So those will all be available at the same time. So thanks everyone for stopping by, and I'll see you all for the next stream.